Hey there, and welcome to this week's episode of Healthy, Happy Humans with myself, Dave Sheehan. And on this episode, I asked the question, or you asked the question more so, how can I be more confident, or how can I become more confident? Now, what I want to ask you is, if you became more confident, what difference would that make to your life? Like, would it really change your life? Like, what would it change? What would it bring about? What would the difference actually be? I'm assuming it's things like, maybe going for job interviews, leaving jobs and setting up your own business, or maybe going to a different job. It could be asking someone out on a date, going for job interviews, all these kind of things that people associate confidence with. But what I want to stress to you actually is and point out to you and flip your thinking a bit. What if it's nothing to do with confidence? What is actually everything to do with action? Because that's what I want to talk to you about in this particular episode. Because we live in a world where there is a huge lack of confidence or perceived lack of confidence in some situations, but there is a huge lack of confidence, and there's a lot of people who are living very unfulfilling lives and unhappy lives. And hence, again, why the podcast and this brand and everything I do is to do what I can to create healthy, happy humans, create and help guide as many people to become healthy, happy humans. And confidence is a huge part of this. But confidence is more so about action to get to confidence. So a lot of people don't do anything because they say, oh, I'm not confident. I'll do it when I feel more confident. Well, things, how are you actually going to get to a point of feeling more confident? That's the question you'd ask yourself. What am I going to do to become more confident? Like, you won't go talk in front of people, you won't ask the person out, you won't leave your job, you won't go set up your own business because you're lacking confidence. Say, look, I'm not confident enough to do that right now. But when will you be? When will you actually be confident to do it? And that's why I tie action into this, because it's action that will make you more confident. It's like for myself, the first time I ever put myself out there to even just something simple like being at an event and to ask a question at an event. Because I would always been quite introverted growing up. I would have always sat at the back of events or the back of school. I'd never want to be asked a question. I definitely would never volunteer a question. But I realized at one stage, especially when I was going into this career 30 or so years ago, and I wanted to ideally speak at events, and I saw speakers, thought, you know what, I'd love to do that, but I hadn't the confidence to do it. But I realized, you know what, if I keep sitting back here, keep hiding away and shying away and never volunteering questions, I'm never going to get up there. So I didn't feel like doing it. I was nervous about doing it, but I sat up at the front. I started sitting up at the front of events. And when they would ask us anyone any questions, I would volunteer questions. I would hate both of them. I'd be nervous with both of them. But you know what happened? The more I asked questions, the less nervous I felt about asking questions. And then over time then got to the stage where I got to do a slot at an event. Again, same thing again. Super nervous, lacking confidence going doing it. But once I took the action, I did it, and I spoke that first time in a small room of people. It was that gave me confidence because action breeds confidence. Action allows you to grow. Action allows you to learn and develop and, inverted commas, fail even because you learn from what you perceive as failures or where you could have done better. It gives you something to work off. So action is what's really key for confidence. It really, really is. So first of all, the things that you're shying away from because you're lacking confidence, you need to get outside your comfort zone and just go do them. Like it's like confidence will grow and breed in discomfort. Okay, confidence will grow and breed in discomfort. So you need to make yourself uncomfortable. Get outside your comfort zone. Put yourself in those situations. It's like even take with sport. I was always big into sport, played sport, especially football from I think I was 6, 7 years of age. And I loved it. And I wasn't too bad at it. But you know what I lacked? Confidence. Confidence. And you know what didn't help me? I wasn't putting myself out there. If I was subbed, not picked, did I kick off? Did I ask questions or right to know? I just accepted it. Whereas I would love to go back now. Two things would be different now with my mindset. One, I would be asking questions to find out because I want to learn, want to know why, want to develop, want to give myself an opportunity to know what to do to get better, to give myself a better chance. But also within games, I would take more chances, I would take more actions and do more things that I wouldn't have done back then when I was a kid because I was afraid in case it didn't work out, in case I made a mistake. I would now embrace the opportunity to make mistakes or put myself in positions where I may make mistakes because if I didn't make the mistake, it would be really, really good. So it's a different mindset. And this where again your mindset is such a huge part of it. And that's also what ties into again your health and well-being. Your mind is a control tower. So if you want to become more confident, you need to work on your mind. That's why, like I said, you put yourself in these positions. Start putting yourself in these positions that you're shying away from because you claim you're not confident enough to do them. Start doing them. Speak in front of even just two people. Do that little bit of do that little training session. It could be even virtual. It doesn't even have to be in person. You want to ask someone out, just ask them out. What's the worst that can happen? Now, what's the worst? They say no. That's it. But you know what? If you don't ask, you've guaranteed a no. This where again, where people would blame lack of confidence for things. It's really stupid in ways because like that, especially if it's asking someone out or asking someone for something or to do something, by not asking, you've guaranteed to know anyway, which is the answer or the outcome that you feared in the first place, that you were blaming lack of confidence on. So why not just ask it, even if you don't feel confident? Because if you get a no, you've got the same answer. Well, you should give yourself a 50-50 chance. Makes sense? So there's a huge connection between confidence and health and well-being. And health and well-being comes into your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your general health, all these different aspects of health. So the healthier you become as a person, the more confident you will become as well. Because the healthier you become, the better your body works. So for instance, the more optimally your brain works, the better you're able to concentrate and focus and memory and all that stuff, but also your mood, your energy. Like it's very hard to be confident when you're exhausted all the time. It's very hard to feel confident when your brain is clouded, when you've got like brain fog all the time. It's very hard to be confident when you just have lethargy and tiredness and even apathy, which usually can happen as a consequence. It's very hard to have all that. It's very hard to like all the negatives that go with an unhealthy lifestyle they are going to make you lack confidence. They have to. Even just in terms of your appearance. If you don't like your appearance, that's going to put you off approaching people. Again, if it's just asking people out, even just to speak and socialize, it will put you off. You won't even put yourself in social situations because you're not confident enough. Even things like going to the swimming pool or the beach, you won't do them or you completely cover yourself up because you're not confident enough. Job interviews, you'll even shy away from them, or you go in with bad energy, thinking about what they maybe are thinking of you because of your appearance. So again, you're giving off wrong energy. So again, lacking confidence, and that's regardless what they may or may not think, you're scuppering your potential of succeeding at the job interview. So it's really important again to work on your confidence, no matter what area of life that we're speaking about. So make sure you're putting time into working on your mental health, your thought processes, your mindset, the motivation. Because remember, motivation even is another thing that we spoke in previous episodes that people look for motivation, like they don't have motivation. Where can I get it? Or how can I do stuff without motivation? And like I stressed in that previous episode, it's about discipline and consistency, which ties perfectly into this episode in terms of having confidence. Again, action. Action comes from discipline and consistency. Okay? Or to consistently take action or to be disciplined around your taking action. And that will create the confidence then that you need to feel confident to get and do the thing. So focus on your health and well-being. Like 20% of the calories you consume go to your brain. So it's very important what you're consuming because that'll feed your brain, which feeds your energy, your mood, your concentration, focus, and so on. All that'll tie into your confidence. 83% of your brain is water. It doesn't retain water. So if your brain is dehydrated, again, it's not going to work optimally, which means you're going to have a lot more negative energy and emotions and so on, which again breeds into lack of confidence. Working on your scripts, your patterns, your associations, the impact of your environment from conception, because you've been impacted by everything and everyone. So working on the things that don't serve you and change on the things that do serve you, thought processes, associations, patterns, scripts, and so on that will serve you. So that's really important. So like all aspects of health and well-being will make you a more confident individual. It's so important to again work in them. I can't stress that enough because the people who are most confident they usually will take better care of themselves and they are working more optimally. Again, their brains work better, their body works better, their sleep is better, all these different things are better. And it all comes together in a package from consistent action and discipline that will make them more confident. And again, go back to that. It's consistent action. It's about consistent action. That's why, like I said to start, it's not about wait till you're confident. It's not about confidence even. It's about action because action breeds confidence. And the other thing as well, when you put yourself out there, like let's say the first time again, if you're to go and speak in front of a crowd and you're lacking confidence to do it, but you throw yourself out there. Well, once you've done it, that's proof you can do it. And you can feel a bit more confident that you did it. The more often you do it, the more confident you'll become. So action breeds confidence. And also you start to trust yourself more. You start to believe in yourself more. Confidence has a lot to do with self-belief and trust in yourself. So again, I go to myself, back playing sports, back in school, always hiding away, never want to ask questions. Even when I played sports again, hiding away, taking the safer option. Even at times in games, not wanting the ball just in case I made a mistake. Taking the safer option. Not say asking the girl out because again, afraid of saying no, not going for things because afraid of saying no or not feeling confident enough that I would look stupid. Even going to the gym, I didn't want to go to the gym for years because in my head, it was just a bunch of knucklehead bodybuilders. I would look stupid. I'd be scrawny. I would look weak. I would be weak. So again, I lacked confidence to stop me going to the gym. But when I went and I was petrified, nervous going the first time, once I went and did it once, it was easier to do it the second time, the third time, the fourth time. And now I'm in my 31st year of consistently going to the gym most days every single week. So again, action creates confidence. And like I said, if I was to go back to when I was a kid or different times in my life with the mindset I have now and with the confidence of it I have now, it would be a very different experience I would have had back then. But the key point to, as well, though, is, and what I stress to people, I'm 31 years in the making in terms of becoming the person I am right now. No, I truly now love myself. I love who I am. Truly love who I am. I feel confident in anything I do. If I want to do something, I feel confident that I'm going to do it. If I set a target or a goal, I know what's going to happen before it even happens. Like that's the confidence I have. I don't care about opinions of others. I go by my own opinion, my life direction, what I want out of life, and so on. That confidence has come from 31 years of consistent action, of where each time I went into discomfort and felt lack of confidence, but did it, that gave me that little bit of confidence. And the next time I did it, gave me a bit more confidence and then more, more, more. And then from my doing and my taking action, I became confident in that area. And that's why now I have confidence no matter what I do. And one thing I said a few seconds ago that I want to go back to is the comparison. We live in a world of comparison. We've comparison culture. Everyone's comparing to each other, especially with social media. And comparison's the thief of joy because when you compare it to someone, they could be at, let's just put it this way, it's like level 20 in their life along a journey. You might be at only level 3. How can you compare? Like that happens a lot with gym, with jobs, with self-confidence people have. Maybe they were like you 5 years ago, but they've worked on themselves consistently for 5 years. You do not know. You do not know the journey that they've been on. But comparison's a thief of joy. Okay, comparison is a big reason why people have no confidence because again they're comparing themselves to others. They're not fair comparisons. So it's really important again to get away, break away from that. The only person you compare to is you. What you want is that this week be better than last week, next week be better this week, so on and so on. When you reflect in 6 months' time, you're in better position, you've evolved, you've more confidence and so on than you were at this exact moment as you listen or watch to this episode of the podcast. So stop comparing to others, only compare to yourself. It's one of the most important things for developing confidence because the two things that I always say are superpowers. One is to truly love yourself and embrace who you are and accept who you are and love who you are. That's number one, to truly know. And the second one is to truly not care about the opinions of others, to not take them on board, not get any emotional impact from opinions of others, not listen to them unless you can identify that they're valid opinions because they've walked the walk that you're either walking or that you want to walk. That's valid. But you don't pay attention to the general opinions of others because they don't matter. Your opinion, your path, what you want out of life, that's what matters. That's confidence. It's about confidence. That's why most people follow along doing the same thing as everybody else. That's why the vast majority of people literally live the same lives every day, same lives as everybody else. That's why the majority of people stay in jobs even though they hate it because they're afraid to take action and change. Why they stay even in relationships and they're not serving them and they're not good relationships because they're afraid to change. Fear of change again is a lack of confidence in taking action that'll serve you better. Okay, and it's focusing always on the negative outcome and the outcome you don't want to happen versus putting the energy into the outcome you do want to happen. And that's again the big difference between people who are confident and people who are not confident. And also the people who are on their journey of becoming more confident because they will be afraid of the outcome still because they're on the journey, but they still just take the action because they understand the importance of taking the action to become more confident. Is that making sense? So the various different things. It's not about confidence, it's about taking action. So if you want to become more confident, start taking more action. By taking more action, you become more confident. What are the things that make you feel uncomfortable? What's outside your comfort zone? Start doing them. Start doing them. What are the things you fear doing? What are the things that you overthink? Start doing them. Start doing them consistently. And repetition, repetition, repetition will develop confidence. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Only compare you with you. So comparison's the thief of joy, like I said. Stop comparing. Get away from comparison. And focus on your health and well-being. Because a healthier version of you will be a more confident version of you. The two go hand in hand. You cannot be healthier without being more confident. It's impossible. You'll also be happier. That's why, like again, I say healthy, happy people. If you're healthier, you'll be happier. If you're healthy and happy, that's where you want to be. That means that life becomes more fulfilling. And you will be more confident as one of the side effects of all of that. So if you want to be more confident, take more action, stop comparing to others, prioritize your health and well-being, all aspects, more hydration, better nutrition, better sleep habits, working on your mindset, doing these things daily, focus on being committed to evolving into a better version of yourself daily. I'm not talking about you being perfect 7 days a week. It's not actually beneficial to, especially around food and all things like that, exercise. 5, 6 days a week on, 1 or 2 days a little bit off. That's good, but again, it takes the confidence to be in control of your life like that. Because look, a lot of life is, in terms of it being fulfilling and happy and healthy and so on, is about taking personal responsibility for your life and all aspects of it. Your relationships, your health, your professional life, your financial health, all these areas. Take personal responsibility for them. Take ownership of them and be constantly committed and focused to evolving to a better version of yourself. And once you keep doing that, you will gain more confidence because confidence breeds confidence. And also, there's a big difference between confidence and arrogance because people often confuse them. They say that person is arrogant when they be confident, and they say that person's confident when they're actually arrogant. Arrogance means you still need approval. You're still searching for that external approval. Confidence means you don't need that external approval. If you get it, great, but you don't need it. It's like the bonus, like the side effect. Whereas if someone is actually arrogant, they're constantly needing to look for approval externally. So there's a big difference there. Okay? So, in terms of again, starting back at what it was, how can I become more confident? Again, what would more confidence do for you and what would it change in your life? And take the focus off needing to be confident and switch it to taking action in all the different areas I've spoken of. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Do make sure you post any questions or comments or thoughts that you have on what I've shared in this particular episode, because again, I value your feedback, but also I want discussion, I want involvement, I want engagement, because I want to help you in any way I can. If you share your thoughts and your comments and your questions, then I can engage with that. So wherever you're watching this, if you have the ability to, I know Spotify and YouTube will have it, then post them and I will respond. I respond to everything myself. One thing really important, please follow and subscribe wherever you're watching this because it does help the podcast get out there more. And that's one thing I would ask of you. Again, I'm giving my time freely to do this for you because I want to make a difference in your life. Again, for me, I'm passionate about my main purpose in life, apart from my son, is to make a positive impact on as many people as I can and create as many healthy, happy people as I can. And that's why, it's Healthy, Happy Humans is the brand and the mission and so on. That's why I've created the Healthy, Happy Humans global community, which make sure you become a member of. There'll be a link here in the show notes. become a member of Healthy Happy Humans community, a global community of like-minded people, all looking to move in the right direction, where me and my team support you on that journey and educate you, motivate, and hopefully inspire you on that journey. But yeah, take action on that. And the other thing is call to action for you before we end this episode. What I want you to like a homework. Choose one thing that you blame lack of confidence on for why you don't do it. And today, within the next 24 hours, go do it. And I want you to let me know you did it. Whether it be posting a comment on any wherever you see this, or send me a DM or an email or a text. You can see my number somewhere on WhatsApp. But yeah, take one action. Next 24 hours, identify one thing you're going to do that you've been blaming lack of confidence on why you haven't done it, and go and do it. And I can guarantee you will feel so amazing after it. You'll feel so satisfied. You will feel so empowered. It will lead to next one, the next one, next one, and you're on your journey to feeling more confident and becoming a more confident version of you. So I hope that was helpful. I look forward to reading your comments and everything. Keep taking positive action and remain committed to evolving into a better version of you.